Hi there, back after a long absence of about 3 weeks. After being so consistent on all the social media and keeping that all up to date and being able to reach out and connect with all of you, I had a wonderful experience of being reminded how little in control I actually am. And I can say that with a smile on my face because I always learn something from these experiences. So about 3 weeks ago, I was trail running with my dog and I shot what was, in my opinion, a great video, or turning out to be a great video, not being vain. I was just, I was actually getting my content across and really enjoying that process. And I received a phone call, which of course stopped the video and stopped the flow of what I was trying to communicate. And I guess I could have gone and reshot it, but something just told me just to let it go, that it wasn't the right time or message or whatever. So, life is not what we plan for it to be, right? It's the ride along the way. So just days later, I found myself on a plane to Ireland, not really exactly understanding why, but feeling compelled to join a group of women for a beautiful retreat, women's retreat. And so I think that what I'd love to do is to share with you not only what it means to sort of step out of your own way and, let divine intervention happen, but to maybe remark about what this process looks like. And for me, I embody the process personally, not just professionally. So when I was shooting that video, what I wanted to communicate was something that I share with a lot of my breakthrough clients, and that is that when we do breakthrough work, it's hard work. It tends to be very emotional. We tend to move back in time to review circumstances and dynamics and relationships that keep us stuck. And during that process and after that process, we often really need big TLC. We need to, amp up our self-care so that we can embody the changes and the insights and the wisdom that has come through the process. So, as we move back in time, and I'm often asked, so is breakthrough work, is that like past life regression? And normally I would say, well, not exactly. It's more like in life regression. Whether we move back 5 minutes to a conflict, or 5 days, or 5 weeks, or 5 months, or 5 decades, it is really just the opportunity to travel back to a version of ourselves that is either stuck or in conflict or unsupported or voiceless, where we can take back the support by taking back the best versions of our adult self, where we are capable actually of supporting that version of ourselves that maybe wasn't so heard, seen, loved, adored, and create that capacity and that capability back there so that that retroactive process can then roll forward in time, so that we're no longer bound by those limiting beliefs, ideas, circumstances, dynamics, relationships, whatever you want to, whatever it is for you. So here we are in this, in this breakthrough work, and I try to help my clients understand exactly what the process is. They know what they're going to get out of it, but it seems like the process is really hard to describe. Going back in time, like, what's that mean? What's that like? Is there a trance? And not really. It's an invitation to go back to, where it feels stuck in the body or the emotive body, or where you notice that you can't move beyond, whether that's financially, whether that's cognitively, whether that is in relationship, whether it's in the way you perceive yourself or your ability or your success, It's any and all of those things, because of course they're all connected together. And in traveling back in time to those wounded places or those stuck places, we can actually liberate and stop feeding them so that they're no longer blocks to our success. You know, when I was thinking about this weeks ago, I was thinking, I thought of the phrase, and it's an awful phrase, but you got to stop feeding the baby. You know, that's kind of an awful way to put it, but maybe that's what it takes, an emotionally charged phrase, to help you understand that even unconsciously, when you keep on feeding it and feeding it, it's hard to walk away. It grows, it gets bigger, it gets more entrenched. And so by going back in time and unlocking those processes, we can actually move forward without them. So how did I find myself on a plane to Ireland? Well, you know, I didn't know initially like what I was going for. I mean, certainly I love to travel. I love to do my own personal development. I'm constantly looking for ways to evolve. But why Ireland? You know, I'm Irish back probably to the 6th or 5th century. So I suppose that would be one reason, right? But that wasn't like the conscious reason that was drawing me. I think honestly, I was stepping out of my own way and letting my connection with the divine carry me to a place that I wasn't even conscious about. And, you know, I have a lot of clients who will say, you know, Sage, look, I'm sort of spiritual, but I'm certainly not religious. Does that mean I can't do breakthrough work? And, you know, I like to tell people, if you're not spiritual at all, then we use your connection to yourself to do the work. If you are spiritual in some way, if you believe that something exists, then we just clarify that so that you can better rely on that. It's really just a process. It's not a religious process in any way. It's really just a process where you can count on something that extends beyond your own human self. And by doing that, you can have greater support than you would if you just depended on your own humanity. So that'll become important in the story moments from now. So I'm going forward. I'm going to this retreat. I'm not really sure why. I always value being with other women and processing with other women, but there was something below the surface carrying me forward. And as the retreat unfolded day by day, and as we did ritual and ceremony and introspection, this amazing experience came forth for me. And while I've often felt supported by other women and other people in my midst, I have been missing this sense of something or someone truly having my back. I'm a warrior in my own right. I'm in many ways very singular, very isolated in some ways, and very blessed to have a beautiful tribe around me in other ways. But what came forth through these different experiences that we had on the retreat was an amazing connection with my ancestry and with the characters and people that have been in my past, and maybe even that I've been in the past centuries ago. And what came through was an amazing, amazing experience of knowing how I am blessed to have an entire lineage behind me. I have an entire clan at my back, that I never have to rely on just my humanity, because I have all these blessed souls enveloping and shoring up me at any moment in time. And as it came through, it was nothing that I controlled. It was an awareness and an experience that was nothing short of spiritually divine. It was so beautiful. And what's interesting is that it corrected an idea, a perception that I had below the surface, that I was alone in my journey. And having that ancestry come forward and really provide a full embrace has allowed me to embody everything that I am and everything that I have access to in all of my resources, so that I don't have to fear what it means to be alone in the process, alone in life. Not lonely by any means, but to be singular. And it was an amazing journey that I'm looking forward to writing about and sharing with all of you. But I wanted to share at least that much today, now that I've got my feet back on the ground and the jet lag is worn off, that, to bring my own journey to the fore and to let you know that I'm doing the work myself as well. I value it for myself, but I value it for you as clients as well. That if I'm not willing to walk my talk, how can I serve up a clear channel for you to do this breakthrough work? So not only is it necessarily regression in this lifetime back to points of circumstances or relationships or conflicts that have held you back, but sometimes it is past life regression all the way back, not even necessarily to address issues or traumas, but sometimes it's just to cultivate a greater resource so that you can be exactly who you are and who you're meant to be, and with the support of a full team at your back, whether in this lifetime or lifetimes before. Thank you so much for listening. I know it was a long share today. I look forward to working with you.